tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about movies. Yes, some movies that I like, and I'm going to focus on Japanese movies tonight. So many of those that I love. Of course, you can find everything I'm saying now. Turner Classic Movies has probably shown everyone that I'm going to be talking about. If not, you can see them, of course, on YouTube. But just a little brief thing about some of them. When you're watching the older Japanese movies, it requires patience, because in some there's more dialogue, and you have to understand. It's not like watching an American movie where, there's always like a hero or a bad guy. They kind of move sometimes to like an ending that sometimes they're surprise endings, but like, okay, this is the formula of the movie. And in Japan it's a little different, even in the way they act, and you think, oh, that's so extreme for some types of the movies, but you just have to understand so many of these are depicting scenes from hundreds of years ago, oftentimes, and you just kind of get used to it. Anytime you're watching something from a different country, you have to get used to it, because they're going to be a little bit different. But I'm going to show you a few that I really like, just a little brief thing about them, and then maybe if you want to watch any of them, it'll be fine. And I hope the glare is not going to be showing so much. I'm going to just show the DVDs. I have DVDs. And of course I have a lot of them on the DVR, so you can see them anywhere. Harakiri. Killing yourself, cutting your stomach. This is about a guy who is forced to commit it with a bamboo sword. If you're going to kill yourself, you want a sharp sword. I believe it's his father-in-law who is a samurai, but he's been quiet for a while. He gets pretty good revenge in this movie. There's a lot of dialogue too when he goes to confront the court that was responsible for what happened to his son-in-law. But it's a real rewarding ending. Kind of sad too, but it's a really good movie. Hope they don't fall off there. Woman in the Dunes. Now this one is not set in a medieval time. It's more like it was made in the 60s, and it could have been a 60s setting. It's a very claustrophobic film, and it does have to do with sand. And for the most part, there's just two people. There are a few more people in the movie at the beginning and the end, but most of it is just a man and a woman. And it's kind of offbeat. Also, there's a short story, a novel it's based on, but it's quite good. Rashomon. This is actually, I think, the back of this says that it's like the movie that introduced Toshiro Mifune to Western audiences. It's an event that has happened, a murder and a rape, and it's the story is told from 4 different people who supposedly saw it, but the different stories they give is kind of interesting. Like, what is the truth? Who's telling the truth? And it's also a short story. I can't think what the name of it is. Something with tree in the title, but I'm not sure. But it's a very good movie. Fires on a Plane is a war movie. The guy wandering around in the Philippines, a Japanese soldier who has tuberculosis, is different. And again, if you're rewarded by watching long movies, it's different. A Page of Madness is very different. This is a solid movie from 1926, 100 years ago. Really some weird imagery, some really catching imagery. I love that type of stuff. The only drawback is there's no dialogue and there's no subtitles. I understand that when it was first put out in the cinema in Japan, they would have a narrator there kind of telling you what's going on in the story. But like when we see it, you just kind of watch it for what's going on and make your own conclusions. But it's a little different watching a movie like that. It's not very long. It's only about an hour long. Just a few more. Kuranico. And that again is set in medieval times. And there's kind of some magic in this movie. And I think that word means black cat. I'll say that one later. Here. Double Suicide. I really like Double Suicide. And what's weird about this movie, when it starts, you're thinking, wait a minute, am I watching the wrong movie? Because it's actually showing, and I can't remember what the name is now, and it's been a while since I've read about it, puppeteers are starting to show, and you think, what is this? This is modern, some kind of modern movie. But anyway, and it's strange the way then they will later during the movie come in and like adjust things with the people, because it's kind of the actors, it's showing you, it's like portraying like I can't think what the word is, their puppet theater. But Double Suicide, you know, there's so much bad things always happen in these top movies. You know, a guy falling in love with somebody he shouldn't fall in love with, and disastrous results. Kwaidan, I guess that's how you say it. It's 4 different stories, and it's different from all the others I've shown because this movie is actually in color. The rest of them are in black and white with some beautiful imagery and some good stories. Onibaba is one of my favorite. It's a woman and her daughter-in-law. I guess all the men have been killed in war, and they make their living by when a samurai is wandering around, a lost samurai. I know they have a big pit that they've dug. They kill the samurais and then sell their armor to buy grain. That's the way they make their living. And then some guy does return, and he kind of throws a monkey wrench in everybody's relationship because he's getting it on with the daughter-in-law, and the mom not real pleased with that. And then there's a strange mask that ends up playing a big part in the movie. Throne of Blood. Throne of Blood is my favorite Japanese movie. It's like the Japanese Macbeth. It's based on Macbeth. So, Toshiro Mifune's in it, and also Isuzu Yamada. She's Lady Macbeth. And boy, she is wonderful. She controls any scene she's in, which is a blank stare. And she hardly ever looks at who she's talking to. But what she says, like, cuts her husband to the bone. She knows exactly what to say and how to pull his strings. And it's Macbeth, so she doesn't have a good end, but it's a great movie. Again, a black and white movie. All these movies, except for the one I showed earlier, black and white with great images, just the way those guys were such masters in black. That's why I love black and white. The last one is different from the others. It's not a black and white movie. It was made in the 60s. Matango, but what they always showed it when we saw it was the Attack of the Mushroom People. there was a Dallas television station. Well, it's still there. I forgot what station it was. Channel 8, I think. And they showed a movie, Dialing for Dollars movie. Like it would start like about 3:30 in the afternoon, maybe something like that. Anyway, Fridays were monster movies. So this was when I was like in junior high. Well, we loved seeing the monster movies. And our favorites was the War of the Gargantuas. And I love this one, Attack of the Mushroom People. You know, it's a group. It's almost like Gilligan's Island group. It's a group of different type personalities, and they're out on a boat on a trip, and of course there's a storm, and they get to this island, and there's all kinds of. It turns out being living mushrooms, or you eat the mushrooms, you turn into a mushroom, and it's a fun movie. All these are fun for different reasons. Some of them kind of grim. A lot of them are pretty grim. This is actually kind of grim in a way, but it's also, you're getting attacked by mushroom people, big walking mushrooms. But it's a nice movie. There's just a few of them. As I say, I'm just trying to do a few things different so people don't just get bored or what, just looking at me, posing. Anyway, I hope this film's okay. I hope there wasn't too much glare, and I hope you can hear me, which you probably can't because I can't talk that loud. And I know some people have asked, could you please speak up louder? I do my best, but like I say, my voice isn't real strong, and my phone that I film on is old, and I'm sure it's not in the best condition. Hope you like it.